I'm not going to answer any questions at all about XRP in any circumstances. If asked in the future, I'm just going to simply say no comment. If I am invited to a panel and a representative of XRP is on that panel, I will not attend the panel.
Oh man, so Charles Hoskinson, the founder of Cardano, has just boycotted XRP and the XRP community, saying that he just doesn't know how to interact with the community. Whatever he does, he just gets backlash. Let's listen into exactly what he had to say and react. And first and foremost, before we get into this, I do not sit on any side here. I personally do not hold XRP. I feel like it's a bit of a roulette play in terms of the SEC, but I am backing XRP to win the case. I think this case is owned by the whole of the crypto community. I know the XRP community are hugely invested in the outcome of the SEC case, as they should be, but we need to understand that the whole crypto space are invested in this, and I think this is why sometimes we get some of the confusion with the communities mixing. We all in the crypto space, in the altcoin space in particular, are behind XRP in their attempt to win the battle against the SEC, and it's important for all of us that the SEC are unable to make an example of the XRP community. Let's get straight into what Charles Hoskinson had to say, and we'll react to it.
So, as many of you know, I do AMAs on a regular basis, and in AMAs, the audience asks me any question that they want. So they asked me a question about what would you do if Cardano is a security? And I went into a dialogue about that. And of course, one of the corollaries to any discussion about cryptocurrencies being securities is the XRP case, because it strikes at the heart of layer one securities and the definitions of whether they are or not in that decision. This is an industry-wide concern.
And this is an important point. It's an industry-wide concern. I think the XRP community, they have the right intentions. They're really passionate. They want to win this case. But we all do. We all do. That's what I preface this video with. Like, this is where some of the frustration occurs. We're on your side. People invest in altcoins. People who want their altcoins to not be deemed in the same way as XRP have been. We're on your side. We want you to win that battle.
So in my discussion about that question, my answer to that question, I talked a bit about a rumor that I had heard from a pretty reliable source who was close to the case about a potential resolution of the case by December 15th. So I just threw it out there and said, well, that's something I've heard. When I said it, many people in both the XRP community and in the media decided to take that comment as Charles Hoskinson believes the case is going to get settled December 15th. After it didn't get resolved, I was accused of lying, and I was accused of yet again creating a FUD and trolling. I don't know how to interact with the XRP community.
Okay, guys, so there's a few things here. Now, firstly, do I think Charles Hoskinson was lying in this scenario? I think that's where he's getting upset, right? I think that's a bit far-fetched to say he's lying. Was he a little bit irresponsible? I would go as far as to say yes. I think as such a high-profile figure, to take a little bit of a rumor that you may have heard from a credible person and to put a date on it so specifically is not the smartest thing to do. And I would have expected better from someone in Charles Hoskinson's position to not irk a community or to call out a date, even though you're trying to do it in a supportive way because you thought it was good news. It was just never going to land well if nothing happened on that date, right? So I'm really surprised that Charles Hoskinson made the statement. I think it lacked a bit of judgment, but do I think he was a liar? No. I don't think he had malicious intent, but you can see why the XRP community, who already have had their entanglements with Charles Hoskinson already, kind of took it in the wrong way, right? They would have been upset by it. I mean, they feel like you're trolling. They could feel like you're trying to wind them up, and there was no source, and there was no rumor, and you're just playing them along, right? So it lacked a bit of judgment, in my opinion.
I think my statements have been historically very measured and supportive. I do not believe XRP, for example, is a security. And I've put years of support along those lines.
And I think that's the bit the XRP community need to focus on, right? You can worry about the semantics, you can worry about the little details, but at the end of the day, you got the founder of a big project in Cardano, whether people like it or not, right? Coming out publicly, repeatedly, and saying, I do not believe XRP is a security, and I'm backing them in the case against the SEC. And fundamentally, just from that, he's on your side. You don't need to worry about the rest of the stuff. Like, getting into the minutiae is what's causing a lot of the problem here. He's on your side. Like, why would you be attacking or even having anything negative to say about a big, prominent founder on your side when you've got plenty of enemies in the SEC and on that side of the bench?
Appreciative of the time I've spent talking to people like Arthur Brito, Larson, and others. And there was a time where there was active dialogue and cooperation between Ripple Labs and my organization. I do not believe that the Securities Exchange Commission was bribed to go after Ripple. I believe that's a conspiracy theory. I do believe that...
Now, this is probably where some of the nuance starts to come in, right? So we mentioned that, from a very headline point of view, Charles Hodgson seems to agree. He doesn't think this is security. He feels that, the SEC should back off. But obviously, in the details around the case, there'll be different opinions, right? You're asking a prominent person in the crypto space their exact opinions, and if they don't conform exactly to yours, then you're getting upset. Like, he might not necessarily believe that the SEC were bribed, but still focus on the macro, right? He's still on your side as opposed to against you.
Ethereum, for some reason, did get a bit more gentle treatment than others. And I believe that is the case for its size, scale, and scope, and just how big it's gotten as an ecosystem. That doesn't necessarily mean that there was bribery and corruption at the core. To speculate on that when I'm not in a position to know all the facts and circumstances and accuse government officials of corruption and bribery is beyond the pale, and it's something I won't get involved in. For saying that, I was mocked, harassed, and brutalized by the XRP community. And yet again, now I'm being brutalized.
And this is where it goes too far, right? Like, even then, you can disagree with somebody's opinion. You don't like the angle they're going to take. Why are you going to track him all over Twitter, all over the social media platforms, just to brutalize him, right? These are horrible words he's using. I mean, I can only imagine some of the stick he's getting on social media from the XRP community. There's just no need for it, right? Like I said, this is not somebody who, on a macro level, is disagreeing with your opinion. Yes, in some of the details, he probably doesn't agree with this, with some of the narrative. But on a macro level, he's not an enemy, is he? And I guess that's where the frustration's coming from Charles Hoskinson.
So it's left me asking, is there any value at all in mentioning, engaging with, or discussing anything about XRP? And at this juncture, given what's happened, I don't think there is. So moving forward, I'm not going to answer any questions at all about XRP in any circumstances. I'm not going to mention the project. I'm not going to talk at all about anything going on. After there is resolution of the XRP case, I'm not even going to discuss that. If asked in the future, I'm just going to simply say no comment.
Look at that, guys. So how does that help anybody, right? How does that help anybody? How does it help the crypto space who wants some of their best minds, some of their most forward-thinking minds who created some of these protocols and projects, not being able to express his view on a project, which, by the way, has ramifications for other crypto space, right? Me, as a non-XRP holder who still wants XRP to win the case, I want to know Charles Hodson's views because it affects all the other projects who will face similar issues around being a security versus commodity, right? So we're now missing out on that kind of a dialogue, that kind of an engagement on questions around that. If you just say no comment. And then from an XRP side, how does it help you if you're taking a prominent founder and he's no longer going to be talking about XRP? Does that not affect you? Do you not want some of that? It just doesn't help anybody on either side.
Never in my career in this space have I encountered a community so willing to viciously attack a person who frankly has not attacked them. I've been nothing but supportive about things such as the Interledger Protocol, such as Codius, such as initiatives and efforts that Ripple has made to try to popularize cryptocurrency and educate people. There is no justification for the things that have happened and been said and been done. And I'm just frankly tired of being called a liar. I'm frankly tired of being lumped in with the Securities Exchange Commission. For some people over Twitter saying they should investigate my dealings with Ethereum to verify if I'm part of some corruption or not. It's not acceptable and it should stop. But this is how social media works. This is how this community seems to want to conduct itself. And you know what? All I have control over is whether I have any involvement in it or not. So moving forward for the future, anything related to XRP, the case, the settlement, the technology, the people, The only thing I'm going to respond with is no comment. That's it. And hopefully that resolves it. We all just move on. I'm sorry it's come to this, but I'm just frankly tired and I don't want to go down this road anymore. So I wanted to make a brief video to explain that. So if you ask me in the AMAs, no comment. If you try to force me at a conference or a panel, if I am invited to a panel and a representative of XRP is on that panel, I will not attend the panel.
Ooh.
I won't be there. I'm not going to participate and engage with anyone in that community because, again, I don't know how to interact with it. I think my statements have been very measured. There is no evidence that the SEC was bribed to go after Ripple. The conspiracy there is just senseless. And also, if you believe Ethereum got a free pass, why is that not good for Ripple? Because it gives you ammunition in the case to argue that XRP is not a security based upon the decisions made about Ethereum. It makes no sense to me. Commenting on that should not make me public enemy number one. And commenting on things I've heard as rumors that I prefaced as rumors and then calling me a liar afterwards, it's again beyond the pale. So no comment moving forward, no engagement moving forward. I'm sorry it's come to this, but it's time for all of this to end. And the only way for this to end, it appears, is for me to completely remove myself from any discussion or interaction. And hopefully it resolves that.
So there you have it, guys. Charles Hoskinson left frustrated. He came across as a frustrated figure there, trying to explain how he doesn't know how to interact with the XRP community. And to be frank, I can, there are plenty of times where I'm not agree with Charles Hoskinson, but in this one, I can appreciate where he's coming from. At the same time, I can appreciate the frustrations from the XRP community. I mean, this has been a deep, painful bear market, and even more so for a project like XRP, which is facing such an uphill battle versus the SEC, and you can imagine why they're starting to become frustrated. But to take out those frustrations on Charles Hoskinson, who, like I've just explained, is on your side ultimately. There are plenty of people who believe XRP is a security, who are going down that route, who are actively attacking XRP, no longer believe in it. That energy should be tailored over there, but to be targeting somebody like Charles Hoskinson just doesn't help your hand. And now for him to not want to be on any panel with XRP, to just no comment on, any questions around XRP, how does that help? It just doesn't help. And for the ADA community, I think they're going to be quite happy, right? The fact that he can now turn this off, focus back on Cardano, because you can see this has been playing on Charles Hodgson's mind, and it makes sense. Yes, he's the founder of a big project. Yes, he should focus, but he's getting asked simple questions like, is ADA security? He goes to reference XRP, and then suddenly he's in a rigmarole on Twitter with everybody targeting him. I can understand that. So, look, I think this just needs to be brought to an end. I think the XRP community need to focus on their battle, and we all are on their side. Everybody in crypto, particularly those investing in altcoins and not the Bitcoin maxis, are with XRP. They need them to make an example of the SEC as opposed to the other way around, such that, the likes of ADA and others can follow suit. And I this whole argument around the Ethereum bribing the SEC, again, I think Charles Hudson sums it up perfectly. If Ethereum got a light touch, that's further ammunition for you, XRP, to go push the case through, to say, look, you gave a light touch to Ethereum, why are you targeting us? This is, why are you targeting us specifically? This is discrimination. So there you have it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this reaction. If you do, smash the likes, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.